In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emanuel Rose.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. Today, we are going to dig in deep into automations and maybe some agents and the future of agents and agentification, but mostly get a sense of how some people are using AI to connect activities, marketing activities, and other operational activities, and kind of what some of the best practices are. Maybe even get a take on vibe coding and what some of those practices are, and we'll see where we go down the rabbit hole. Today, I'm joined again by Dr. Bradford Carlton, who's the founder of Automate Business AI. Bradford is dedicated to empowering solo entrepreneurs and small business owners by simplifying advanced AI automation. With an impressive background as a former attorney turned business consultant, he has collaborated with businesses across over 50 countries and driven over $6 billion in funding needs through his investor network. Bradford's outreach has shifted focus to leveraging AI technologies like ChatGPT, making them accessible to business owners who feel overwhelmed by growing responsibilities. His unique blend of legal sharpness, business acumen, and teaching clarity makes him an invaluable resource for you and for me. Bradford, thank you so much for taking some time again to have a conversation with me.
Absolutely, Emanuel. Thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, well, let's see. I think it was over the summertime when we talked last, and since then, as it kind of the daily way that things change, AI has definitely evolved in terms of, at the very least, the way ChatGPT will have a conversation with a user, right? Like I've found it now. It's much more leading in terms of, what do you want me to do next? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5, or 6, right? And that's just a tiny little example of how things have changed. What have you seen in the last few months?
So I've seen a lot of movement in the content generation, so image, video. On the back end, when we're talking about chat, what you're seeing on the front end is an update of their system prompt, how the model is instructed to speak with you. So for me, that's something that I've been doing for years. Is I develop my own system prompts. I have it engage with me. So it's funny when people who aren't super in depth into it are like, "Oh, it's the coolest thing." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess it is."
It filters. It's filtering back into retail, right? Into everybody's user experience. Yeah.
And it's funny because, again, I still don't know how to code. I spoke to you 2-3 months ago. Told you I don't know how to program. I still don't know how to program. If I need any kind of coding, I go to ChatGPT, say, "Hey, I need a thing that does this," and I hope it works.
Yeah, interesting. Well, talk to me a little bit about what some of the projects are that you've just wrapped up, and what you're looking forward to helping people with in the next coming months.
Absolutely. So I actually just finished up a project I've been working on for about a month and a half. That is kind of an end-to-end sales outreach system. So it does initial scraping, finds prospects, enriches them, does an in-depth analysis, does a fit analysis for us. So we get the about, the products, the leadership team. We find all of that, identify which people we want to reach out to. Then we turn on a sequence that generates our email outreach for them. So an initial email plus follow-ups, which has all happened automatically. If I want to track them on social media, I just got to put in their social media accounts, and then it'll track them, pull it, generate draft posts for me. And so it just allows me to warm up my leads before I actually reach out to try to sell them.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, did you build that for yourself, or did you build that for a client?
So I built it for a client, but it was on my list of things to build. And so I like to have that, the net time going on where I'm building something for 2 people at once.
Yeah, for sure. Now,
so just finished it up last week. did all the bug testing. That took like 2 weeks to do.
Yeah.
And not being a tech guy, bugs are just like, I don't want to deal with it. You guys deal with it.
Yeah, and it's amazing just the number of things that can break, and then things that you thought were fixed that will then break.
Yep. So actually, I'm running a test right now. The client asked me to do one more. I'm running 207 companies through it, and it's
nice.
So far, we're 171 in. Hasn't broken. I'm happy with it.
All right, I love it. Now, is that something that you will that you would commercialize for other clients, or how do you work something like that has a big need in the marketplace?
So I tend to try, like, I focus on business coaching. Like at the end of the day, I'm a business coach and consultant, not a tech guy.
Yeah.
I build a lot of these systems for myself,
okay,
and I give them into my paid school community. So this
gotcha.
was built and I've tested and I've spent weeks on. It's all available in my advanced school community. It's called Automate Business AI Advanced.
Nice.
But it's the tools though. It's not, there's no front end. It's not easy access. It's not necessarily a SaaS. But that's where I get to teach people and show them how to be able to use these systems, generate the workflows for themselves, to be able to integrate it into their companies and do the whole consulting thing.
I gotcha. That's cool. That's a nice value add for your clients. Then is what you're saying. Love it. What about what's kind of the next one after you get this one tested and delivered? What are you going to be working on next?
So my next one is going to be a full social media suite. So I'm trying to consider, how do I start big, long form content, and then break it down. So I have a bot that will write books for me, either researched or non-researched, depending on what I want. And it does really well. It does about 120 page books at a time. If I made it 9x6, I think is standard book size, they'd be about 150 page books.
Yeah.
And then from there, I need to convert the chapters into podcast episodes, because I have software that'll turn anything I give it into faceless podcasts.
Right.
And that can be turned into long form posts, and then short form posts, and then posts, and then tweets, and all of that. So one book should be able to make at least 2 weeks of content. And it's just a matter of feeding it ideas, and then it'll do the whole thing. So about halfway done with that. Still kind of in the conceptual stage, trying to figure out how to actually get the whole thing to flow. And it's just logic. At the end of the day, it's just, how do I think through inputs, processes, and outputs, and then figuring out how to not break it.
Well, and then are you using chat to do all this, or what's your tech stack look like?
So I use ChatGPT to help me with the system prompts. When it comes to the actual build, people will say, oh, you can go to Claude. Claude has a tool called an MCP that'll hook up to the tool that I use, N8N, to build these things.
Right.
And it'll make, 8 node workflows, 8 distinct processes, no problem. But when you start getting into 15, 20 nodes long, or processes long, it doesn't do so well. The logic behind it just gets too complex. So they're not quite there to like human level intelligence. They're getting there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you, the day I can stop building these myself, I'll take it. But we're not there. So I have to just kind of sit there and stare at it. I used to be an attorney. I'm used to just staring at stuff and thinking through how this might possibly work from start to end.
Right.
And then I just start building.
Nice.
And along the way, it doesn't work, because it never does. And then, I fix it and fix it and fix it and fix it for 2 weeks, and then eventually it works.
Yeah, I got you. And then have you tested Lovable or Base 44 or Replit or any of those to see how they work?
No, I'm not a tech guy. I'm like scared to try that stuff, because like, I don't know the tech side of this. Like, what if I break it? I've tried other app builders, and just to make a Slack clone, because I'd love to have a front end for my executive assistant. I run the whole thing out of Slack.
Right.
And I'd like to have it in-house. And I've tried the app builders, and none of them can build a Slack clone. And for me, that's the extent of my coding knowledge, is asking an AI to do it. And if they can't do it, I don't know how.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, I'm going to encourage you to go log into Base 44 and type that problem in and see what you get, because it's pretty remarkable, at least as a starting point. And you're smart enough with your N8N knowledge to be able to direct one of these vibe coders to help you.
You'd think so. I've tried. Like, maybe I'm just not understanding how to use that particular tool.
Yeah.
And that could just be it. Because each tool, you need to know how to use that tool.
For sure.
For N8N, like I know N8N backwards and forwards. I've studied every node. I've made a video about every node you can find on YouTube if you really want to learn it. I've taught it all.
Yeah.
But when it comes to other tools, I'm not the world's best video maker. So you got Sora 2 out there, and you can do incredible things with that. I don't know how to do it.
Right. No, and I think that is the critical part, right? Like to find what you're good at, what you like doing, and then focus on that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like my focus is just on automating business processes. If I can just automate these processes, I could turn it into a SaaS if I really wanted to try to figure out how.
Yeah.
But then again, the next guy over is able to turn it into a SaaS as well. So at the end of the day, is there really anything special about a lot of these tools coming out?
Yeah, well, I think you've taken an interesting perspective with your with building these for your clients, and I think that's awesome. There's a concept that you might have heard of. It's service as a software,
Mhm.
and so the idea is that everything that we do in our day-to-day life, and we want to turn that into software so that it automates and speeds up these processes, right?
Mhm.
And so that's what I've been working on, is taking fairly complex things and then turning them into via Replit. That's the tool I use that I like the best. I tried N8N, it didn't work for my brain, right? But Replit, it makes sense to me, and I can build interactive things that make sense. And so, for instance, I'm just working on a tool that will we input an ideal client profile, we input the product or service description, and then it builds out a targeted landing page.
Beautiful.
And so then then we can, the next thing is will be the ad generator that will take people to that target, the ICP to that landing page, and then start A/B testing. And then there's even more complicated ones around complete campaigns, right? Like a 15-step campaign. So working to build these out, but with the care that I take in developing it on my own, right?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. My approach has been mostly focusing on myself and my business.
Yeah.
And by building the tools, eventually I have the tools and I give them away. If someone wants to learn how to use the tool themselves, they can. But I've been trying since day one to automate myself out of a job. And I think I'm getting closer. I'm almost there. So like, I still have to have meetings, and those meetings get transcribed. We're almost to the day that I don't have to have the meeting. Because with the voice AI, it sounds just like me. Maybe not as hyper and as fast talking as me, but it's able to record the conversation. It's able to transcribe the conversation. It runs through, I think it's I have a 35 workflow process, not workflow, but an AI agent process that then does my full analysis of the client meeting.
Yeah.
Generates the report, tells them what they need, tries to sell them on the thing, all in the report. And that part's great. I don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, I think anybody who's listening that hasn't yet built a custom GPT or a workflow that can take a transcript or a Zoom video and turn that into a finished report needs to stop whatever they're doing right now, turn this off, and go and figure out how to do that, because it will take a 4 to 6 hour process that we've all accepted as reality, and it turns it into 10 minutes.
That's right.
The happiest day of my life was when I finally got my proposal custom GPT built out, and I'm like, this is amazing. Now I want to,
so much time, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I want to connect it to Canva now, and then I have a graphically designed, beautiful report. I can look at it 2 times, right? I look at it when I have the document, make sure that it matches all the things that we talked about, and then look at the graphically designed to make sure that it matches the first review. And literally 15 minutes, right?
That's nice.
Yeah.
Does Canva have an API? I looked into it not that long ago, and I didn't think they did anymore. I'm trying to figure out how to set it up for myself using Google, what is that, Slides, their PowerPoint version, because you can create templates, and then I can have it input all of it into the template, and it becomes my PDF reports. That's all designed.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. So yeah, it looks like it was digging in here right now, offers a suite of APIs and SDKs integrated. So yeah, I know they just had a big release, I think 2 weeks ago, of updated AI activities. So Looks
I'm
like
gonna
we
have to
should
tell
be
my
able
wife because when I looked into this just 2 months ago, they had taken it down.
to. Yeah. So yeah, we're back in business. So in terms of the API and connecting up all these things. Well, all right. So the next thing you're working on is social media. My question for you, and it sounds like you're really you're a little more permissive than I am. Like I really don't want to have a doppelganger take my prospecting meetings for me. Like I want to meet the people. It sounds like you're okay with programming your doppelganger to have part of the meetings for you.
No, not at all.
No, okay,
I don't trust AI.
I got you.
Which is funny because I build these things, right? But I do not trust it. Every process that I build, there is a human in the loop step after every single
Sure.
thing. So after my lead scraper pulls all the leads, you've got to select which ones you want the enrichment on because I don't trust it to go off and just handle anybody.
Yeah, I got you. All right, good. I misheard you then.
No, I was mostly joking.
I
Like we're
got you.
almost to the point I could,
Yes.
not going to.
Yeah. No, I think for me, I go to the thing like what are we here to do? What's the purpose of all this, right? Like, I think it is to take away the busy work and to free up 4 to 6 hours a week, which is easy, right? If you a little bit of attention, if you spent 4 to 6 hours a week for the next 60 days, you would free up 4 to 6 hours a week for the rest of your career. There's unquestionably. And then the question is, what do you do with that time, right? I know you're very committed to your family and you like to spend it with your family time, which
That's right.
I appreciate and agree with. I do that. I like to spend time learning music and writing poetry, and then also spending time outside. And that makes everything a more fuller existence for me, rather than just taking that 4 to 6 hours and getting more work done.
Absolutely. I am finding though that as I automate more, I'm driving more business in, which is causing me to have to work more, or at least find a way to automate that work away.
Yes,
So it seems to be a never-ending cycle.
it is. It is a never ending, but that's the good problem to have, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Constantly building.
So back to N8N, because I know about it. I've interacted with it, but like I said, I don't understand it. Doesn't work with my brain. So, but what do you see? How do you see that progressing? What's their roadmap look like? Have you seen anything about that?
I don't know. I've seen I imagine they're trying to sell out to venture capital at some point. They're really trying to drive more subscribers in. I really couldn't care less if they have been updating it, because as I've been using it more and more, I've started to get more into the techie mindset of how to do it. Like, so they have nodes, that are pre-programmed to use various services, but those nodes are limited in what they're programmed to do.
Yeah.
So I've been finding myself using what are called HTTP nodes, which just makes a call directly to the API without having to go through the layer that N8N built.
Sure.
And so I'm making the direct call to the API. And most recently, my community has been trying to get me to build directly in code to make those calls to the API, so that way I can process the calls and the information coming in directly with code. And I'm sitting here like, man, I've never wanted to be a tech guy. I really didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to feel like I have to be, just to be able to keep up with what's happening in the AI space.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question, right? Is that how you want to spend your time, and is that what you want to learn about?
So when I got into it in the first place, I asked myself, where is the world going in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah.
And it's all going to be AI. Everything is going to be AI. If you are not in AI, your business is gone.
Yeah.
So like, I'm okay with it. We're almost to the point that it's able to code anything I want just by asking it.
Yep.
We're mostly just limited by the context space, how much it can put out, how much you can put in. And that's the reason I've having trouble with these auto coders is after you ask it to make 5 or 6 updates, it's already hit its cap. It doesn't know what happened before that.
Yeah.
And so I see that. I would have said 3 months ago, we're going to see an update, that the context windows are going to get bigger, the models are going to get smarter that way. But we haven't seen that. All of the newest models, 1 million context window, which is huge. It's absolutely huge compared to what we were when we had ChatGPT 3 with like 1,028, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was so small. It was a couple sentences. And now here we are at 1 million. It's like still not enough.
Yeah.
Be bigger. But unless that grows, I think we're going to be kind of limited on what we have as capabilities.
Interesting. Which is still plenty, right? It's still catapulting us forward in terms of what we're able to automate.
Yeah.
Literally anything that is not housing personal identifiable information can be automated at this point.
Oh, even that stuff can be. You just need proper permissions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you need proper masking also.
That's right. Yeah. But I like to say, if as long as it doesn't actually require a human body to do the work, you can probably automate it with AI.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what's coming up for you in your school community? What are you getting some workshops going, or what what does that look like?
So I've fallen behind a little bit on it just because I had this big project. It was for a client, and it was a client who asked me every single day more stuff I had to do for it. So it wasn't something I could step away from.
Yep.
Just before we got on, I scripted out, thanks to AI, in 10 minutes, I scripted out my next 20 videos. I have a service that I use called Submagic that helps me edit my videos, and it's really great because they have eye-changing software, so I can be reading my script.
Yes.
It'll look like I'm staring at the camera.
Oh yeah. Do we tell us what that is? I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's called Submagic, and
Submagic. All right.
I have a discount code. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah,
I think it's Bradford Carlton 10.
Yeah,
I don't remember what my affiliate link is. Sorry.
We'll get that added to the show notes. Don't worry, Submagic, because that is one of the things that one of the reasons why I used Hey Jen was because some of these reads I was having a hard time memorizing, right? And
yeah, it's such a pain, is it? You got to try to remember 2 sentences in a row.
Right. So that's cool. Submagic. All right. So that's something you're working on.
Yep. That's a service that I'm subscribed to. I'm an affiliate for them. I make a video every couple months for them.
Yeah.
But it's the only company I've ever sponsored in all the years I've made content. So I really do like it. It makes making content super fast because, like I said, all I have to do is read the script. It'll do all the B-roll. It'll do the zoom ins and everything.
Nice.
Makes it look really good. And I just had to spend the minute making the video.
Yeah, love it. That's cool. And so you've got 20 videos. And how long do you usually make your videos for? What's the number of minutes of runtime?
So I have short form. I have long form content. My long form content, my metrics show I get my best performance at about 8 minutes long. So they're between 6 and 10 minutes, or I try to hit that. My short form, I try to hit a minute, even though 15 seconds is the best range for short form. I can't figure out how to do something in 15 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
Like I can't say my name in 15 seconds.
Tell me about who are the people that usually work with you? Who's your ICP?
Sure. A lot of business coaches. I'm finding manufacturers are coming to me.
Nice.
Be mostly to try to figure out how to automate their back end stuff, not any of the actual manufacturing process.
Yeah.
But the back end, how do they handle their reports? How do they handle their invoices? Make sure that their team gets the right information, all automated. So, we have phone systems that I can install in a business that'll essentially have the phone tree with the AI voice.
Yep.
The thing about AI voice and phone reception is they almost have to have an accent. Because if they don't have an accent, you can hear the AI. The American ear can hear the American voice, and that's definitely a robot.
Yeah.
But if you give it a slight accent, that goes away. And but then now their phone AIs have accents, so it's like.
Well, do you know that tool called Bordy? Have you seen Bordy?
I haven't heard of Bordy, no.
Okay, it's a voice AI that that helps to connect you with people on LinkedIn. Really, really cool product, and they were on the show. And I actually use Bordy. He calls me every week at 10:30 on Fridays. And then I'm like, hey, I need a referral partner in blah 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 industry, and can you help me find it? And he's like, yeah, sure, let me help you out, blah blah blah. But they ended up with an Australian accent because it would hide the latency. That's the first thing, right? And then would also, like you said, allow people to not hear that it was AI so clearly. But Bordy.ai, I highly recommend you check it out and connect with Bordy on LinkedIn, and then use that service because it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. I'll check that out.
Well, I appreciate your time so much, Bradford. We'll have your information in the show notes. Where do you want people to connect with you on the web?
Well, they can find me on YouTube. That's where all my videos are. It's search for Bradford Carlton. I'm the first one that pops up. If you want to go to my community, I've got my free community. That's Automate Business AI on School. Or you can go to my paid community where I keep all the really good stuff. That's Automate Business AI Advanced.
Okay.
And you can find that just by going to my website, bradfordcarlton.com.
All right. Well, I love to hear what you're doing, and I'm going to reach out to you again and see if I can get you on around July again in 26.
Absolutely. I'm going to have a lot more done by then.
All right. I can't wait to hear about it. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Emanuel, for having me.
I hope you have a great holidays, and talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Bye now.
All right. Thank you. Well, it's good stuff. Make sure that you're taking some time to write out the sequences and to build out the SOPs of projects that you would like to get rid of, that you're not good at, or that you need to do better. And then find a tool that works for you. Could be N8N, could be Lovable, could be Google Opal, who knows? But take the time to integrate the AI first mentality into your work week, and you will recapture a phenomenal amount of time that you get to decide how to spend. And I hope that you spend it like Bradford does with his family, that you spend it continuing to upskill, and that you also take a chance to enjoy the second renaissance that we have time for: music, art, poetry, and that you get outside and you get away from the screens. It's Emanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.